Hello there, Happy New Year and welcome to Geek Speak. My name is Nath and what a year it has been in the wonderful world of gaming. There has certainly been no shortage of excellent new titles in 2024 with more exciting releases lined up on the horizon for 2025. There have been some games that disappointed us, some that surprised us and some that we simply could not get enough of. Usually when I do these list features I put the entries in somewhat of a random order, but today we're not doing that as I'm going to rank what in my opinion are the best 7 games of 2024. So here are some ground rules. We're only allowing 1 entry per franchise. I must have actually played the game, and it will be full games only, no DLC, sorry Elden Ring fans. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. Moonsaulting its way into my top 7 is this year's edition of the pro wrestling behemoth in its triumphant return to form, WWE 2K24. Boasting an enormous roster and all of the usual creative suites, this rendition of big meaty men slapping meat sees fan favourite match types return, with backstage brawls and casket matches to name but a few. The visuals have also received a massive glow up and the simulated combat feels intuitive and responsive. The real superstar here is the revamped campaign mode My Rise that takes you through 2 separate storylines where you can take your created wrestler from bingo halls on the indie circuit right up to the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. The customization the game offers you here is vast and really adds to the replay value in a huge way, and it doesn't hurt the game at all that it has some great licensed music, making those hours spent perfecting your grappling gear and moveset fly by. It is very much a game made by the fans for the fans, and speaking as a fan, it is a delight. Yeah! In at number 6 is the latest entry in the Family Game Night game series, Mario Party Jamboree. This latest entry in the ultimate video gaming family frenzy is yet another banger, and it features a whopping 22 characters, over 110 minigames, and 7 incredible game boards for you and your nearest and dearest to battle your way across. Featuring old and new items and faces from the series, this is the most polished and varied the series has been, well, ever. The real appeal of Nintendo's trademark party series is the accessibility it provides to the whole family, with easy tutorials, customizable difficulty, motion control integration, and tons of other options to play with. There are plenty of different and exciting modes to try out here, loads of excellent unlockables and Easter eggs to discover, not to mention the high quality graphics, music and gameplay. There is no denying that win, lose or eaten by a chain chomp, you will have a total unmitigated blast when you're playing this chaotic collection of minigames. I will be the first to admit that I was cynical when I heard that Max was coming back with a brand new adventure, as the original Life is Strange was for me a near perfect storytelling game, and so I was cautious of anything that could tarnish its legacy. Well, I am pleased to report that I was worried about absolutely nothing at all, as Double Exposure takes the series in a brand new direction while also honouring all that comes before it, including the original game's multiple endings. In a way, Max's character arc in this game mirrors the journey that you the player will go on, as the scars and experiences of the past impact upon the new adventure that she is on, with some incredible twists and turns. The game itself is breathtakingly beautiful as you explore the snowy campus of Caledon University, where now in her late 20s, Max is working as a photography lecturer. This tranquil season of life changes drastically when a close friend is murdered and Max discovers that she can now travel to an alternate timeline. In true Super Max style, she immediately starts to investigate in an attempt to prevent another killing, and boy oh boy does the rabbit hole go down deep. As with all entries in this series, the storytelling and relationship building is top notch, and the whole experience is in my opinion the most immersive you can get outside of the virtual reality world. This is a beautiful, engaging and thoroughly entertaining game that I cannot recommend highly enough. long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, on a console generation of my youth. There were Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, and they were magnificent. Aimed at fans of the original and prequel trilogy, this incredible duology of shooters was a refreshing take on the Call of Duty genre. Star Wars Battlefront allowed you to blast your way from Coruscant to Hoth, Tatooine to Bespin, Endor and more in massive epic fights both on land and in the air. You could wipe out rebel scum as a stormtrooper, blast clankers as a clone, or launch proton torpedoes up the backside of an unsuspecting TIE fighter from the cockpit of the iconic X-Wing starfighter. These games, simply put, were fan service, but disguised as a very competent war game. The Classic Collection was re-released earlier this year with some upscaled graphics and quality of life improvements, but very little else was changed, and that is something that I am very, very happy about. The magic is still there, and you can now compete in enormous 64-player online matches. The music is lifted straight from John Williams' amazing score in the movies, and you can fight as regular troops or overpowered versions of heroes and villains from across the Skywalker saga. I have yet to find something in video games even half as satisfying as mullering rebels in a hallway as Darth Vader himself. Taking the bronze medal for 2024 is a remaster of a classic with a brand new game included on release. Sonic X Shadow Generations is a love letter to fans of both titular hedgehogs, with each getting their own full campaign full of reimagined levels from the generation of games that came before. As with our last entry, the Sonic Generations side of the game is mostly untouched, with upgraded graphics and the long-awaited return of the adorable Chow to the series as a bonus collectible. It is as brilliant now as it was back in 2011 when it was first released. The real meat here is Shadow Generations, which tells a brand new story running concurrently with the Sonic half of the game, featuring Shadow the Hedgehog and the return of the malevolent Black Doom. The story itself is brilliant and undoes much of the damage that 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog game did, while also featuring the very best 3D gameplay in the entire Sonic franchise. There are challenge acts to test your platforming skills, unlockable art, music and Easter eggs to hunt for, and honestly it is a sheer joy to play. The quality of gameplay and design here is so high that I am begging for a remake of Sonic 06 and Unleashed in the same engine and style. The future looks bright indeed for talking speedy hedgehogs. When Final Fantasy VII Remake released back in 2020, it was highly praised as being a loving recreation of the Midgard disc from Final Fantasy VII 1997. The only real criticism people had about the PlayStation remake was that it was quite linear and enclosed as a world. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth blows the blimmin' doors off that particular criticism within its opening hour, as you are greeted with an incredible, detailed and beautiful open world that is breathtaking in both scale and structure. The world feels full and alive with lush, detailed environments we have only imagined from the OG, fully realised in high definition. The characterisation of Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, Barret and company is what really steals the show here, as the entire game plays out in such a cinematic way you often forget that you are playing a Japanese role-playing game. The storytelling is an absolute delight, and while there are familiar beats from the original, there are some twists and turns that, while I won't spoil them here, left me with my jaw on the floor. There is plenty of side content here too, and almost all of it is a slam dunk for Square Enix, as it feels organically weaved into the main narrative rather than being some filler content to tide you over between main missions. It is a stellar second entry to what I hope will be an incredible trilogy, and one that gives me high hopes that the development team will absolutely stick the landing in Part 3. Without further ado, my pick for Game of the Year 2024 is the out-of-this-world platformer from Team Asobi, Astrobot. This game is simply incredible, and harkens back to an era of mascot platformers featuring gaming giants like Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro, Sonic, Crash and others. Starting off life as a humble tech demo and a preloaded freebie on the PlayStation 5 with Astro's Playroom, Astrobot took the world by storm when it released in September with its vivid, beautiful graphics, ingenious and creative gameplay, and of course, the charming little bot with laser legs, Astro himself. This game is littered with brilliant references to PlayStation's impressive back catalogue of franchises, and it's not just Easter eggs, but in some cases full-blown levels that pay tribute to legends like Uncharted and God of War. The game has no dialogue at all, but still manages to relay a heartwarming, funny and engaging story as Astro attempts to rescue all of his missing friends from an evil alien overlord. From a gameplay point of view, Astro is easy to pick up and play, hard to master, and has some of the most genius level design and gimmicks that I have ever seen in a game. Even beyond that, there is truly a deep sense of joy that the game brings out to those who play it, appealing to the player's inner child and reminding us of the games that we grew up loving. I cannot recommend it highly enough to you, and I'll go so far as to say that it is my game of the console generation so far. And there we go guys, those were my picks for the 7 best games of 2024. What games have you enjoyed this year? Why not comment them down below? If you enjoyed this list and want to see more like it, please do drop me a like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted for whenever I go live with another video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Once again, Happy New Year, stay safe, see you bye.